it's Jeff from midatlanticcraps, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the season finale of So You Think You Know Craps. It's also the season finale of all the qualifiers for the G's Jackets. I got dice to give away. We're going to be talking about chips in the way, G won't play, all kinds of things tonight. It is the last show, and coming into December, which means ho, 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 Santa Claus will be here in a while. You never know. He's not going to make an appearance, but he might slide something down the old craps chimney for me to give away. So, Gene, good evening. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, doing great. I see you're wearing your back brace. In the pre-show, we talked about what happened, so we won't go over that. But
Nope.
it's really difficult to imagine that you and I cut the promo 14 months ago. It aired in January this year, and that was 11 months ago, and here we are. It's just amazing.
It is, and it's amazing the amount of information that we were able to put together and put out. And what's more amazing is how the viewers picked it up, and the live views were awesome, but even after the aftermath, I mean, sometimes I look and there's like thousands of views out there, and we gained, your channel gained a lot of subscribers from back when we started in January. So I appreciate everyone that always tuned in and chatted and gave their ideas, they gave their thoughts, and you and I, we had fun doing this, and it takes time to put it together, but we always have fun, and it was good. I'm glad we did that.
Yep. We've got a lot of people here in the chat, people here already. Some people watched the pre-show. Like I said, we got giveaways to do, but this is the finale of the show right there. So you think you know craps, and I forgot to put chips in the way, G won't play. But G, let's go into that. Let's fall into that. Let me ask you this. Did we get that disclaimer out of the way? Did you just say the disclaimer?
Well, no, the disclaimer is that we're not going to, ask you for any money. This is just for entertainment purposes. And as always, if you have a problem with gambling, reach out to someone for help. And we're not going to be promising you anything but fun here. You take what you see, you take what you learn, and make it your own.
All right. Well, so with that said, what I was going to say, because I queued up a couple things here, was that the idea that you're going to show us that chips are in the way, but you don't play, but you're going to give us some tips, and these tips that came tonight, are they because before you started not playing when chips were in the way, you found ways around it, or you've talked to some folks, like Heavy or Howard or Ed or any of those guys that kind of talked about things where the chips are in the way and things you can do?
Well, it's more about my personal opinions on why I don't play on a full table or when there are chips in the way and stuff like that. It's people think that G is antisocial, or he only plays with the preferred people and stuff like that. It's not about that. It's about I'm going to give my own opinions and my own experiences of why I believe that if you are on a DI journey, why any DI should not play when there are chips in the way. That's just my opinions, and people can listen and come up with their own opinions about that.
All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get in the show, because we do have a lot to give away. And when we go to give away the jackets, do you want me to just say, "Hey, G, it's time to do it," or how are we going to do that?
Yeah, no, you keep me honest, as you've been doing for the entire year. I follow you.
Okay. Well, what happens if I told you it's time to give away some jackets?
Well, if it's time to give away some jackets, it's time to give away some jackets.
Let's give away at least one now, maybe another one. And you got your paper and pencil down?
I gotta go get my pen and paper. So you get set up, and I'll they're right here.
All right, well, you do that. Let me hope that this works. Okay, so guys, what I've done is, as you see here in the screen, let me put G's audio back on because I think I just cut him off. I did. What you see here on the screen is we're going to do this throughout the show. So I can't tell any of you. If you just pop it in to go back and look at the show, we'll try to repeat all the winners at the end of the show, so you've got 48 hours to get involved. If you win, you go to midatlanticcraps.com, the promotion tab. Right at the very top choice is G's Jackets. Choose that one, put your size down in the remarks. So what I have up here, G's in the background, his voice is here. I've got all 75 people, a couple duplicates in there, that have qualified throughout the past 11 months for that. So, G, if you're ready, you got your pad and paper ready, we can, are you here? Yep. We can go ahead and do that. So, are you ready?
Yep.
All right. All right, so here we go. Let's do at least one now, G. 3, 2, and 1. Round and round she goes. Where she'll stop, we'll soon know. Let's see here. First one's going to, oh my goodness, it's Larry, Airborne Aces. Now, what you see on the screen is you see that it says remove all instances. So Larry will not win again tonight unless we spelled his name wrong and he's still disqualified. So I'm going to remove all of Larry's. Larry's an Atlantic City group player with us. All his entries are gone, and we'll come back to this and give away another jacket. G, one more?
Airborne Aces. I got his name.
Airborne Aces, Larry. Yep, Larry.
Yep,
I know
Larry.
him.
So
Larry
again,
Lear.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's here but you'll keep reminding them what they need to do in order to make sure they get the information so they can get the jackets.
Right. You said give away another jacket? Oh my goodness, let's do that. Oh my good. Oh look, the wheel's spinning. We've got to give away yet another jacket, just like that, guys. That's how it's going to go all night. I doubt it. And tonight's winner, the second one looks like it's going to be Amy. Amy G. Now I don't know if she's one of your Atlantic, one of your Georgia people, but that's Amy G. She's been in there a couple times, and I'm going to remove her. And now we're going to get into the show, and I'm actually going to give G an opportunity to get the show started. Guys, that was all planned. G and I planned to give away a couple of those jackets.
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes. So, all right.
Yep.
G, let's go ahead and it's yours now. I'll stop fooling around. Change your screen, and whenever you're ready to get to it, we can.
Yep. So I'll whenever I'll change it from here, and whenever I need the Zoom, I'll ask for the Zoom. But why do I walk away when there are people that usually are not blockers, or when there are people that are just playing with the chips in the way? I do it for multiple reasons. First of all, if you're trying to learn dice influencing or trying to practice dice influencing or getting better at it, it's tough to do it without a lot of disturbances or a lot of noise that's going around you as it is. Adding more disruption in front of you will just add more baggage on top of baggage on top of baggage, and it's just going to kind of mess with your mind. Now, I've been around people at this game for a long time, and I've heard people, oh man, I'm a DI and I don't care, I can toss, I can land the dice anywhere I want to. I'm really good at that. Or, oh, I don't care about chips in the way, I'm very good at that. It's a whole, it's not just the mentality aspect, but it's the physical aspect. And I'm going to try and show you what I mean here in a minute. Let me change my screen. And as you can see, I have a whole lot of chips set up over here. And I got them set up in a way. Now, usually casino layouts are end right here. So my layout is a little bit bigger, simply because that's how, I kind of asked, I kind of got it from Kelly. But usually the pass bar is here and the don't pass is here and stuff like that. So the chips are usually here. and they're all in the way. And I understand the aspects of landing the dice where you want. And I'm going to have my big dice and I'm going to have my little dice so that we can explain things. The problem is not with landing them where you want. You can practice that all day long. Okay? The problem is what happens after you land them. And this is where the control aspects goes away, because you can kind of control what happens until you release the dice. We've talked about that before. There's no such thing as dice control. It's an influence for an intent. You can control the dice until they leave your hand. Once they leave your hand, it's how did I influence in a manner for my intent. So landing them is one thing. What they do after you land them is something else, because depending on the dice is very finicky. It, if it lands a little bit cockeyed or a little bit crooked, it's gonna go one way, and if it lands a little bit more, it's gonna go another way. So if you can land the dice here and let it die here every single time, man, I will mortgage the house. I will clear out my bank account. I will take all the money and bet on you. If you can do that every single time on every toss. As a matter of fact, if you can do that on every single time, every toss, you should be incognito. You should be on your own island, living large. I've never seen anyone that can do that consistently every toss, every toss, every toss. Every now and then the dice is going to go kaput. That's when you kind of say, this is your old poopy moment. Like, oh, please don't hit the chips. Please don't hit the chips. So, because of that, I tend to not want to play when there's a chips in the way, because I, if I happen to kind of hit the dice in a way where the dice hit the back wall hard, and they disperse and end up on that chip, and it becomes a 7. In my mind, I have to say, well, what if the chip is not there? But before that, what if I don't have to worry about any of that? What if I just go and have a blocker? We all play with people, and we have blockers where they make sure that there are no chips here. There's no betting. The other reason why is because as a DI, I want the dice to come to me fast. Because if I toss it and it's not a good roll, but I see something that I can change, I want the dice to come to me really fast so that I can stay in my rhythm. We've talked about all the reasons why, me personally, I like to play on an empty table in the morning by myself, or if I'm out with a few people, how I change up the play a little bit. All that adds to the point for me to where these are just landmines. Now, if you're playing for fun and you just don't care and you're just out there, and I've done that. I've done that at the bash. I've done that several times where I just bought in for a couple of $100 and just sat there and played for fun. Then no worries. But for my play, like in the morning or like when I'm out with some friends, that area right here needs to be clear. And thankfully, at the bash and when we go up to Cherokee, my friends will do that. They know that, hey, friends don't let other friends play with chips in the way, right? That's our motto. So those are the two basic things. Last time when we talked about that, I think Arnell is the one that mentioned it, and I showed you how you can move your dice to where you can toss them in a way where you can land them in a straight line and stuff like that. But that's not guaranteed, right? Because we're human, and we're not robots. And even a robot cannot replicate the same thing over and over and over. Um, I know that for a fact. There are deviations. There, it may be a millimeter here, a millimeter there, but it's still a deviation. But if we're, a millimeter dice landing like this or landing like that, which is barely, that's huge when it comes to physics on the dice. So anyway, um, those are the two main components of why I kind of don't like the chips in the way. Now, um, I'm gonna pause. I don't know if there are some questions, and then we can move on to
Yeah, no,
to
no,
maybe
no questions as of yet, G. I just did put it up there. So if somebody has a question that you'd like to ask, please put it. Let me put that back up. Please put it in a form of a capital Q with a colon, semicolon, and it'll highlight on my software, and I can pin it to ask later. So if you have a question, capital Q for G. So carry on, G.
yeah. So you know, I talk a lot about my mental aspect because the mentality of the game for me is huge. If I'm not in a good mental state, and this is just me, right? I'm not saying that everybody's like that. Ed is not like I am now. He has his own quirks and he has his own
No.
standards, right? I call them quirks, but they're not bad quirks. They're good quirks. But he has a policies and standards, and he won't deviate from them. But he's more giving than me, right? I'm like really, I don't care. You guys go have fun. I'm gonna sit here and play slots or something like that. So I'm very firm in what I do simply because I taught myself that discipline early on because that's what I wanted to grow. That's the biggest part I wanted to get out of playing the game is the discipline. So the mental aspects of the game to me is huge. And having chips in the way and having other people do stuff, it's just in my head. And people say, oh, it's just in your head, man, just get it out. Well, maybe I can't get it out as fast as others can, right? We're not all built the same. So I just have to do what I can do because it is my money, not your money. Number one. Number two, it's the discipline that have helped me be successful in playing in this game the long run. Um, the other thing that I wanted to to talk about is the aspects of having chips in the way as landmines. It's just like you can sit here and practice all day long, but when you go to the casino, it's different because you have people that have their hands in the way. When they're I'm going to go back to this screen, Jeff, all the way. When they're making their bets, right? Some people are late betters. I know nobody has seen a late better, or nobody has done a late bet in their life, right? I'm the only one that has seen them and done and have met these people. Insert sarcasm here, right? um, these late betters, they don't care if the dice is in somebody's hand. They don't care. They care about is the $5 that they want to make, so they can make the $5. Especially if they're trying to put it on the field because they think that a field number is going to come, or if they put it on the don't because the seven is going to roll, or if they put it on the five because they farted and they had a hunch that a five is going to come out, right? And so they put their hand in the middle, and if the dice is gone, or if you happen to catch a glimpse and you're in your set and throw position, all of a sudden you see them doing their hands, you're you're off your disciplined toss, what you practiced at home. So you can practice with chips in the way all day long at home, but when you get to the casino, we all know it doesn't work that way because there's human people involved. There are other people involved. So I just kind of wanted to mention that. Um, all right. Uh, let's see. What do you want to do next? I'm gonna attempt to throw a few with the chips over there.
Okay.
If I say I'm done, that means that it didn't feel right. All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to. Am I on the?
You're
Oh,
good.
okay. Yeah, that's
Yep.
the screen right there.
Yep.
So
Yep.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this my landing zone right here because I see the. I'm sorry. I forgot, Jeff. I'm sorry, but let's. I gotta say one more thing about the dice on that side. I just
Okay.
remembered as soon as I said my landing zone. So I'm gonna come back up here. I apologize, Jeff.
Oh, you're fine.
Um,
Carry on.
most of us that throw dice, most of the people that throw par, know that for the par toss, your dice needs to come in, come back straight, and then die, right? Um, for the most part, the casinos now have these curved a lot more. So the straight part is like right here to right here, kind of like what I have it. But if the chips are in the way and you have to change where you're tossing it and you're throwing par or on access or one of the tosses that the dice has to hit straight in order for your toss to work, if you're changing your landing zone because the chips are in the way usually here, and now all of a sudden you're at an angle, then the dice are going to come in and hit the wall at an angle. So all the practice, all the years of practice that you did just got flushed down the toilet, because I don't care how good you are at tossing the dice with your hand. If it's coming at an angle, it's not what you've been practicing. So that means that the results are not going to be what you're thinking. This is what we talked about the other day, where you can stretch out a little bit and then come in straight. So the point that I wanted to make and remake, because I talked about that in the other show, in the previous show, is that if your toss technique or dice tossing technique is a straight shot, then you have to make the adjustment from where you're setting all over there so that you can come in straight. If you're tossing the dice, if you're practicing on an angle toss, like whatever angle dice tossing technique that you're practicing on, then find a landing zone that can fit yours. And if you have to move your hand, up or down in order to get that angle, do that. Don't make your angle steep in order to hit your landing zone, because then you're off your game. So always practice, always throw in the casino what you practice. um, that's why now I'm going to go back to the other view, Jeff, please. Thank you. That's why I practice from here, I practice from here, I practice from here, I practice from many angles, just to see, when I walk up, if there's like one player playing or something like that, and stuff like that, then I may just change. But if it starts getting really bad, I kind of like walk away. So for this, I'm going to plan, I don't know what happened. My friends decided, my compadres here decided, have a old man memory, and they started putting chips all over while I'm throwing the dice. I waved at them and I'm like, "Hey, WTH?" They're like, "Oh, gee, you got it." So they put chips all over. So I have this landing zone here. I have this landing zone right here in this corner, or I can go up here in this corner. So I have to figure out what dice toss I have to throw. For here, I can extend out a little bit. For here, I'm not going to throw at a straight angle. It just that ain't happening, right? You got stick man sitting here fishing, right, or getting ready to hit the baseball, and that ain't happening. Or I gotta throw a different toss and come over here. So I gotta make a decision. What am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna do something where it's gonna land here. And my hope, my intent, right? My intent is for the dice not to go all over the place and just die here. So let's toss a few and see if my influence and my intent is going to help, or is it going to go all over the place. And what I'm going to show you is how moving the dice just slightly back or slightly forward can change how the dice is landing all the way over there a lot, not just a little bit. So we're going to do that here live. So here goes. And like I said, if it starts to hurt, I'm going to stop. And we'll just talk. All right. So this one landed over here. And the dice went all over the place. And this is a gimme because I didn't know if it's going to hurt or not. So I was grimacing. So it didn't hurt. So we're good to go. So I'm going to do it again. That's a good thing. So we'll set it up right here. And again, why am I setting right here and not here or up here? Because I'm trying to come in straight so that I can land it right here. So I'm trying to get as straight as possible for this particular toss. All right, so we got away with one. That dice landed here and landed here. Now, I'm going to move it just a tad. I'm going to pull it backwards just a little bit. I'm going to throw it from here. And notice what a little bit of difference from here to here. Notice what this difference will do at the end. Look at that. Just by moving it like this, and I didn't do it intentionally. I threw it the same way, but just by moving it from here to here, look how bad the dice went. Now, why did I do that? The reason why I did that is because as you are at home practicing, you should practice your toss from different sets and see if it acts the same way or not. Because depending on the table bounce and depending on what the table's going to do, and depending if you have chips in the way, you may have to make some modifications. But if I go back to where I had them, Casino Tears, yeah. Oh, those are the two that I grabbed from over there. I was like, wait a minute, what's that? That's not. This is the right dice right here, Casino Tears dice. So I'm gonna go back to where I started, which is here. And hit it right on the chip. Look at that. Can we do it again? And it was a big Mac Daddy hard 9. All right, Jeff, if we can do it again and hit the chip, we're going to give away a jacket. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, so if we can hit this chip, we're going to toss for it. And if we're going to hit the chip, we're going to give away a jacket. Oh, we're gonna give away a jacket. We hit a chip. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did, but you didn't hit the chip that you said you're going to hit. So
Oh, no, 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 no. I meant if we hit a chip. You know very
oh
well I can't hit the same chip another time. If I could do that, man, I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be at the casino all day long. But we did hit a chip, so you gotta get ready. We're gonna give away a jacket. You ready for it?
yeah, I'll be ready for it. Let me push the button over here. Get the jacket over there. Okay, so we're gonna give away a jacket again. We've already given away two. We'll repeat the names of the winners later in the show in case you just got here. I saw a couple people pop in the chat said they just got here, but we're gonna go ahead. We've already given away two. This will be jacket number 3 if I can get my mouse to cooperate. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Round and round it goes. Where it stops. I can't call it yet. Dark Vader, Bill, and I don't think he's here tonight. Bill, Dark Vader, is a winner of a jacket. Dark Vader. You know, gee, that was so close to Cadillac Jack and Swerve. I say we do it one more time. What do you think?
Um, yeah, 4 jackets. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, that's right. We gave away 2. Oh, what the heck? It's Christmas.
Yeah, what the
Here we
heck?
go.
It's Christmas. Let's give away a jacket.
Here we go. It's going again. This is jacket number 4. Looks like it's going to be Mickey. Yeah. Mickey T. Nick, whoever that is. I don't remember that one. It must have been early in the year.
Yeah, I don't
Mickey
know.
T. Nick. Mickey T. Nick. I'm going to remove that one. And I don't know if I removed the previous one, but we'll talk about that here in a second. So let me switch back over here. For those of you that are qualifying tonight, you have to go to midatlanticcraps.com at the promotion page and make sure that you go to the promotion page, click on the blue tab where it says claim your prize and claim your prize. What we're going to do is towards the end of the show, we're going to draw some alternates because some of these people aren't going to be here. We're going to give it till Friday. So you got 48 hours. You got Wednesday and Thursday. And on Friday, we'll go through the alternates and we'll go ahead and start giving them. So if you're an alternate winner tonight, make sure you also go to the Mid-Atlantic Craps page and fill out the information as it is. Please put in your name, your address, your city, state, and zip, and a phone number so that we can contact
And your
you.
size. And size.
And your size, yes, and the size of the jacket is correct. So yes, we can.
And I don't know if I have to say it or not, but if a lady, you make sure that it's, so we can get you the right color. Because there are 2
All right.
different colors. There's ladies and there's gentlemen. So Airborne Aces, Amy G, Dark Vader, and Mickey T. Nick. All right, going back
Yep.
to chips in the way, G won't play. And I don't know if you've noticed, but this is why I don't play because, I'm having to concentrate on a particular zone and trying to make sure that they don't bounce back all over the place instead of just concentrate on tossing, right? So, and let me know if there are questions or comments that we need to get to.
No questions yet. We do have a question, but it'll wait till the end of the show. It's not specifically related to chips in the way.
Oh,
But we're good to go.
okay.
Yep.
All right. So now, let's say that I want to, I'm tired of doing it over here, and I'm just going to throw it in that corner. All right. So that means that I have to change kind of my angle on the toss and stuff like that. So let's use, let's do this. Still hit it, but we got it in the corner and we got away with one. We got 6, 4, 10. Why am I walking here? Oh, with the chip. I was going to say, there's a reason why I walked here. All right, so I just need to adjust a little bit more, send it a little bit higher. So that was good. That's a good thing. So one of the dice landed right here and hit this chip. That means that I either have to throw harder or higher in order for the dice to get here. I don't like height. So I'm just going to kind of throw a little bit harder, but make sure that it's not hard enough to where they hit the wall and they scattered all over the place. So that was an adjustment that I needed to make based on, um, what what I just what just happened. So I'll just change it, and I'll still do it the same way. So now, again, I'm throwing at an angle to the hook. And we didn't hit a chip, but this die, it's a good thing that it went straight that way because there are no chips here, but I just still didn't like the way it landed. And I think it landed here and hit the wall really hard. So so now I have to adjust again because I hit it too hard, right? Because that's how the dice reacted. I needed to just kind of drop there and stay there. So I got to find the balance in between. So this will be the last one, and then we'll move over to the right side a little bit, just to kind of show you different variations of what you can do. Yeah, a little bit better. Didn't go really all over the place, but it just stayed there. So that's another variation that if you just want to get away from here and go into that hook. Now, I will tell you, some casinos, some casinos, if you start making numbers and making money, they'll tell you that you need to hit the center wall. Some casinos, not all of them, but some will, because they'll tell you that this right here, I don't know if you can see it, but this right here is not part of the back wall. This right here is the curve. It's not part of the back wall. They'll start telling you all kind of BS on, oh, the back wall is from here to here. I've had that happen. I've seen it happen to some a good friend of mine, and I've had that happen. Most casinos, they don't care. Some, if you start making numbers and making money, they may say something because they'll just ow, they'll just sweat the money. Use the stick, Nami. Jeez.
Yeah, gee, if you're hurting, you could stop the throw. We could
No,
just talk
no,
about it.
no. I reached in for the dice instead of just using the stick to get the dice to me. So another thing we can do is throw the dice in this hook, right? So I've shown you some tosses that you can kind of throw it into that hook. It's not the preferred method, but you could. Um, Usually it's I'm gonna do it left hand. I'm not gonna do it right handed because I think um, right handed is gonna hurt. So, and I'm tossing the dice in a certain way because that way I know it won't hurt. Um, I'm doing kind of a hybrid drop shot. So to throw the dice in the hook, this is the only one right here that's gonna cause me some pain. That's right here. You know, I asked the drunk guy who's supposed to be my friend but's been drinking all night long to move it, and he's looking at me funny like, "Hey, G." I'm waving to move the chip, and he's waving back at me saying, "Hi, how are you?" So, all right, I gotta deal with him later. So, in order to, this is what's gonna give me some pain. So I either have to throw the dice here or here for the landing. And what I'm hoping is that if I throw it here, it will react a little bit further, or it will split. One goes here and one goes here. This is what VI is about. It's the intent. I'm not going to say that it's going to happen that way. The influence and the intent of what I'm trying to do is make either both die kind of roll here and die, roll here and die, or split, but not come back straight and hit this chip. That is the meaning of influence and intent versus control. That's what I'm hoping will happen. And this is what, we're going to practice so that it will happen. So let's see. All right. One hit here, one hit there. Good. That is what we're hoping that it happen. Now, can we consistently do that, like roll after roll after roll? Probably, most probably not. No, not unless you're, superhuman. But we're gonna try. We're gonna do it a couple more times. So here we go. We're gonna set it up, and I am purposely moving my hand a little bit to the left. No, sorry, to the right. My left hand to the right so that it can go a little bit in the hook. So it is a purposeful toss. Oh, perfect. Perfect. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better.
And G, we have a question that probably would come in play here instead of wait till you're done with this demonstration. If we can, if I can display that question.
Uh-huh.
It comes from Jeremy Bennett. Wants to know, do you change landing zones in the middle of a hand?
No, usually no, because if it's I usually not unless it's the second toss. So if I toss it the first time and it's it acted funny, then I'm like, oh, I need to change something. But once I know exactly what I need to do, then I just keep going because I've figured it out. Um, do I change landing zone because somebody came in and bought and put some chips? Um, if I need to, maybe, but I'll tell you, if I have a lot of money on the table, and if I'm, it's my, my usual play, and somebody comes in and puts, buys in the middle of my roll and puts chips in the way, I usually turn everything off and I pass the dice. Because if they're in so much hurry that they cannot wait, they gotta play. They gotta play. I tell them, here's the dice, go play. That's just me. So I don't know if that helped answer. Putting it in a different way, I change landing zone if I see something in my toss, or if I see something with the dice, how it's affecting it. But that's probably the only time I change my landing zone.
All right. You have a couple more demos? That's it?
Well, I mean, I don't know what do folks wanna see. I don't know if
Well,
I can't read the text, so
there is no question. Let me switch screens here. So I'll ask the fine folks that if you're going to ask a question, please put it in a form of a Q with a semicolon, and it'll show up, and I can pin it later, or I can go back and look at it. Actually, we just did have a question come in. Let me preview the question before I put it up. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put this question up here. It's going to be kind of small on your screen, G, so I'll read it to you. When you are throwing, do you look at one spot on the table during the toss, or are your eyes following the flight of the dice?
Ooh, that's a good question. So most of the time, I depending on the toss, I try to follow the dice in the air to see how they're reacting. But I'm, I know where my landing zone is, and I'm pretty much going by muscle memory at that point. Some tosses I don't care, like an underhand toss, for example, which I will not do because I know it's going to hurt like a what. I don't care about following it. I only care about the landing zone. An on access toss, I follow it. But on an access toss, I can do it blindfolded. It's memory. Underhand, you need to see where the landing zone is. Um, some tosses, like from straight out, if somebody's trying to do a drop shot or something like that, I tell them where to look always. Like you, um, oops, sorry, Jeff. I played.
Oops.
I moved. I moved screens
Nope,
on you.
you're fine. I'm busy
go-
looking at chats, trying to pin some things, but go ahead.
Oh,
Were you
sorry
going
about
down?
that. Yeah. So, um, what I'll tell people if they're shooting from straight out, if they are all the way on the other end, um, don't look for a spot on the table. Look right here, either in the middle or up here, depending on the toss. Um, who was it? It wasn't Mr. Yo 11. It was somebody that's in our crew that throws a lot from the that wanted to throw. Maybe it was Jay. He wanted to throw from straight out and kept on
Dr.
just
Yank likes to throw from straight out.
Dr. Yank likes, yeah, but they kept on shorting it, so it kept on hitting here and not hitting the back wall. So I asked, where they were looking, and they're like, "Oh, I'm trying to look here." I said, look here, just concentrate right here." And the first toss hit right here, the second one hit right here, because when you're that far out, the visual plays tricks on you. When you're at stick left one or two, you have a good visual. When you're at straight out, your eyes will play trick on you. The further you go, the worst landing zone can be. It's a trick that Heavy taught me um, a long time ago, because I was doing a drop shot, and it would land, from there it would land right here and die. And he's like, "Where are you looking at?" And I'm like, "Right here." He's like, "Well, look over here." So I did, and guess what? It dropped right here. And he's like, "Okay, do me a favor, just look over here and aim here." So I aimed here, and it drop shot it right here. It's like, "Do it again, do it again, do it again," and so um, that embedded in my head. So when I came home, I started doing different ways of, if I'm on the hook, or if I'm like on a 14 footer, if I change my eyesight, not the landing zone, just my eyesight. If I look over here or here, and then just use muscle memory, and it worked. So I will tell you, try that at home. If you have a means, if you have a table, try that at home, because you'll be surprised on how well that will work, because you're just using muscle memory, but your eyes is concentrating on one thing.
All right, I do have another question I can put up here while you're standing right there. This comes
Yep.
from Cape Man. I believe he was one of the ones at your little show and tell back in May. Would you change landing zone angles over two pyramids to get slightly different results for ATS instead of changing dice sets?
Well, I never change dice sets in the middle of the
I knew
hole.
that. I knew that was coming.
So, um, and if I'm hitting numbers, I don't change for landing zones and ATS. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about that for a second, because I've seen it. Common sense goes a long way, and I know a lot of people that play craps don't have common sense simply because of the way they're playing, and I hate to say that, but I'm going to say it. So, you know, I see somebody has 555 on the ATS. All right, now help me out with the math, Jeff. $5 on the small or the tall, what does it pay?
So well, it depends on if you're paying five. What's it pay? It pays the same thing. So
It pays,
you're going to
yeah,
get the five
30,
times 30
30
is
to 1,
150. Yeah, so
150,
150. Yeah, some
right?
places say what it says, but
Right.
anyway, yeah, it's the same thing.
Right. And if you hit them all, $5 would pay 150 to 1, which is
Yep, 150 and 150, and then you get 750 if you hit it all. 150,
750.
150,
Right.
750. Yes.
Right. So I've actually seen it. I've seen it. I've experienced this. Somebody gets on a hot roll, on a long roll, and the six is up to 320, the eight is up to 240, the nine is at 500, the four is at 500, and they're making points. And all of a sudden, they change their dice sets. And I don't know if they sevened out because they changed the dice set or not. But the question to them is like, why did you change the dice set? Well, I only need the three for the small. Okay, it pays you $150. You're getting paid 600, 700, 800 from the line bets on every roll. Why do you change it for $150? It doesn't make sense. Common sense tells you it doesn't make sense, but in their minds, oh man, I hit the ATS when I went to the casino. You gotta you gotta be smart about this. Now, if you have $100 on it, if you have 100, that's a different that's a different um, conversation. But most of the people that I know that play with and stuff like that, they have $5, $10, maybe 15, maybe 5, 10, 5, or 5, 15, 5. So it doesn't make any sense if you're making numbers, if you're rolling and make and Ed says that a lot. Ed says that a lot. This is where you make your money. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm pointing to the wrong thing. You make your money on these numbers, right?
Hold on,
Ed
I
says
could
that a lot in
let me
his
switch
video.
over to your screen. Sorry, I was looking at something else. Go ahead.
No, no worries. Um, Ed says it a lot. You make money on hitting numbers. Every now and then you'll make money on the bonus, but most of the time you're making money on these. So if you're hitting these numbers and if you're rolling, just keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. Isn't that a song? Keep on
Yes,
rolling.
keep on rolling. Yes,
Just keep on
couple
rolling
different
and keep
ones.
on making the money.
Yep.
Forget about the ATS. Now, if you have 100, 100, 100, and you're betting 25 here and 25 here, then we have to have a conversation. But some people play for the bonus. That's all they play. Some people put a
Right.
six, they bet on a six and eight, and they roll for the bonus. A lot of locals do that, right? So,
Yep.
you know, and and I'll tell you, I've seen more ATS hits on people that just shake the dice and throw them than people are setting the dice. And that is a true statement, and I believe in that because if you are good at setting the dice and throwing, you're throwing a certain pattern of numbers based on your dice set, right? If you're just shaking the dice and rolling it, then you're getting random numbers and you're more apt to hit the ATS than somebody that's dice setting. Now, Ed has proven me wrong several times on video and in the casino because he will change his dice set, and that so and so, or son of a so and so, will hit that number, and you look at me, he's like, "Yeah, I changed the dice set," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know," but he does that, but he's good at it and he's practiced it, so not changing the dice set is my opinion at this point. It's just my opinion that if I'm hitting numbers, I don't need to change the dice set. Now, if I make the point and I'm on the come out, I will change my dice set to try and hit that number. I'm not gonna lie to you. But at that point, everything's off, right? I'm not working that come out. So my money here is not at risk. So my mental aspect is at ease because I'm not risking it. So I can change the dice set. Again, it goes on how my head works. But that's just me, right? People are different. And I'm not saying what you're doing is right or wrong. I'm just saying just for me. In my mental state, when the puck is off and my money is not on at risk, then I will change my step. And if it has 7 and reset the ATS, okay, the ATS is reset. I go back to what I was doing.
All right. So, G, I have a find it again. Have a question from Joe Crapsmaster Journey, who's with us in the chat tonight. In case you guys don't know, Crapsmaster Journey Joe does a show every morning, 9 o'clock Eastern, my time, 7 o'clock his time, 6 o'clock on the Pacific side. He does a show, and he's got a journey that he's started from nothing and got up to the point where he's a pretty good dice setter, although he's injured his hand. And I saw somebody put in the chat earlier, they're not calling Joe Crapsmaster anymore, they're calling him Nine Fingers. But in any event, Joe wants to know, what have you learned from doing this series, both Jeff and G? So I guess he's asking us, what have we learned? And we sort of covered some of the aspects of doing a show like this, but I think what he's asking, maybe from the interaction of all the chats that we've done throughout the 20 shows that we've done this year. So I don't know if that's what he's asking, but
Well,
from my standpoint,
you go first, and then I'll follow you.
well, no, I'll go first, and I'll leave this up here just a second. If you have a question, please put it in a capital Q. I see some questions coming in. The thing that I've learned from watching G, and what I've learned more so post COVID than pre COVID, is that I don't always agree with what G does. Like earlier when he was saying where he watches on the table or where he looks at the wall or whatever. That's a perfect example. I was going to make a mention of that I disagree with him. But it's nice to hear the aspects of his experience that's even gone farther than the times that I've played with him at the table. Because when we're playing at the table, we don't talk like this. We're concentrating on the game. We don't look for the distractions in the game. He hates when the drink lady, or the drink guy in this case in May, came by. We're too busy about it. So, and when we carry on conversations on the phone, he and I have said many times that we should turn the recorder on and record, because we probably just recorded a year's worth of podcasts because of what we talk about. But what I think I've learned is that the complexity of what G is capable of delivering and the way that he's delivering it versus the inexperienced player to the experienced player. Like I'm looking at the chat now, we've got several I consider highly respectful players that I would be happy to stand at a table and play with them. From this series. Joe, we've covered a lot of topics. Man, I don't know we have that much time to talk about it. So, G, go ahead and what have you learned about it?
What I've learned from this series, just by chatting with people or just by listening to people in the chat and the comments, is I learned to be more open-minded about the game, because I'm a better player now than I was in January from comments and things that people put in the chat, because it made me think, what if? And that right there by itself got me out of a triangle or a boundary that I was in, to explore something a little bit more and make decisions on whether that's something that I want to do it, or it's noise, keep it off. Just by moving the circle a little bit more for me has made me a better craps player. And that's what I learned from this series. So I appreciate every single person that has watched live and put something in the chat, because it made me a better player and a better person, because I'm communicating a little bit better with folks and helping them understand the game.
All right, here's a question from Sarge. I'll read it to you because it's too small in the chat here for some reason. It's not displaying right. But anyway, so when you change the dice set on the come out, do you also switch families or sets, or do you switch from a 3V to a 2V, or what do you do, hard ways or kissing set? I guess he's asking what set that you're doing, and I follow that up probably with a question that
Right.
that was asked earlier by Dusty. So. Can you comment on that? I mean, I use specifically 2 come out sets, and then I use my specific set only when the point is on. I'm not sure if that makes sense.
Yeah, for me, I go by what I've rolled the most. So if I, for example, if I rolled a lot of 4, 5, 9s, and I know that I rolled a lot of 4s and 5s, 4s on the left, 5s on the right, I change the dice set on the come out based on that to hit a particular number on the ATS, knowing that my left die produced more 4s than, and my right die produced more 5s. I don't know if that makes sense of what I said or not, but you know what I mean, right? It's based on what I've rolled prior. It's what dice set I switched to.
All right. Nope. I totally understand what you're talking about. Let me see, make sure I got all the questions, because there's been a lot of comments that have been said in the form of question, but let's go here to let's get Dusty's question out of the way. G, when you're alone at the table, what do you consider your play, slow or fast?
Fast. Rhythm. It's all about rhythm. And what I try to do, so usually, it hasn't been this way for the last few years, Dustin. But usually, when I make a trip to Vegas and go in the morning and play, it's the same crew in the morning, and I kind of train them on the 640 across and then down. So and usually they set it up and turn it off before I roll on the come out. So I usually say, hey, set me up 640 across, but turn me off. That way, when I set a point, the dice comes back to me, and I'm the only one. So what I try to do is get into a certain rhythm, a fast rhythm, and that's if I can get into the rhythm and get the dealers in a rhythm, and even if there are other players, if we can move the game fast, that's when I'm in the zone, and I start, everything starts to work. A slow game, it will kill me. It will kill me. So fast is what I like.
All right. Well, G, you're not going to believe this, but we're within the hour of the show, and
Don't tell me. We just started. We haven't given away.
I know you think we just started, but actually we didn't. And I've just now put the password down below. I believe I'm waiting for the first person to enter that to make sure that the software takes it. But the password to win one of the sleeves, brand new sleeves of dice sitting back here in this white box from Craps Nation, is Win with G, WINWITHG, and I'm making sure that it shows up. Yes, it is showing up. So that's it. And we also got another jacket to give away before we get done. So if anybody has a question after you put in the Win with G, and you want the chance to win the dice, it's about a $50 value going out with shipping, depending upon where I ship it. And we'll talk about how you if you win the dice, what happens. But we've also got the jacket to get, one more jacket to give away. And G, somebody said that you have an abundance of coffee mugs left.
I don't know about an abundance, but I got.
I heard you had a couple dozen now. I don't know if that's true.
No, that's not true. I bought a dozen.
Oh, you bought a dozen.
Yes,
It's this one right here, right?
Mugs, a dozen coffee mugs, a dozen sleeves, and a dozen fleeces.
So what we'll do?
Yeah, you want me to give away something this evening? Is that what the people want?
Yeah, I guess so. I was going to say we'll do a set of dice for one person out of this Win with G, and we'll do the coffee mug. My bottle of water's in there at the moment. We'll do the coffee mug, old fashioned. The coffee mugs. See.
And by the way, I know what to get you for Christmas.
Get me?
Yes.
A new computer.
No. After doing the series with you, and after doing the lives with you, I'm gonna get you a slow watch because every time I go, oh gee, hey, we've been an hour. I'm gonna get you a slow
Look,
watch so that I don't have to hear that we've been an hour.
well, actually, I'm going to tell you, we've been streaming an hour and 22 minutes. So we had the pre-show that went over to 15 minutes by about a minute and a half, and then we've been into the live show. I have the production clocks on the software here, G. It's not, the production clocks aren't lying. So if you're going to give me anything, give me a slow production clock.
Time. We got nothing but time. It's Tuesday. We're having fun. We're being Santa Clauses. Santa Clauses. Is that
Santa
the right
Claus.
word? Santa Claus, whatever. So,
Oh my gosh! So look, there's the password for both. The first person that we draw here in just a couple seconds is going to win the sleeve of dice. Let me grab the box and I'll show you. This is half of the dice that I'm giving away. It's a box full of dice, and they've never been touched. They've never been opened. So Heath got them to me last week. These are Craps Nation. I'm also going to be giving away some Casino Tiers dice. We gave a sleeve of that away on Ed's show that Ed and I did, that the person that won the dice never entered the information. So there's another sleeve of dice I possibly could give away tonight. You just don't know. Right now, everything's going good. So it's going to be the last call now. We're going to give away a sleeve of dice and a Gargoil mug to 2 lucky winners. Dice in the first one, sleeve of dice on the second one. And if you are going to win, make sure you go to midatlanticcraps.com, the promotion tab, and claim your prize. Everything is listed there. So G, are you ready to give away the dice?
Yeah, let's
go.
See
here. We have 58 currently watching, and we only have 29 entries. So last call, right there. Put that in the chat. Just win with G. Don't put anything else. No spaces. No nothing. Just win with G, and we'll go from there. All right. So, and if you have any questions for G, I'm trying to prolong this so we get a couple more entries in. If you have any questions for G, please, premise it with that right there with a capital Q, and ask the question. Gee, do I have this spelled right? I put this up here a little while ago because I got cleared out. But if somebody wants to contact you, it's originalgargoyle@gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay, and that's how you reach G. And he answers. I'll tell you, he answers every email, because when he gets emails, he sends it to me and say, "Look what this person said." and G, it's not that we have had all positive emails. There have been a couple people that have questioned some of the things we said, and that's part of what we're doing here. We want to provoke conversation so that we can talk about the issues, because what's right for you and me may not specifically be right or work for somebody else, but it gives them the idea to think outside of the box.
I completely agree. Right. Just opinions.
Just opinions, and we know what they all are now, don't we? We know what opinions are. We won't say what they are, but that's what they are. All right, G, you don't have to do either. You don't have to write either one of these down, because if they win, they win. If they don't, they don't. The first one here I'm going to draw is going to win the sleeve of dice. So let's go ahead and get my mouse over here and go 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, we should draw that again. John from Casino Gaming Central, Pro Craps, is the winner of the dice. Holy cow! John will tell us if he wants to draw again, but either way, I can get John the dice. I owe him stuff anyway.
Yeah, so he's probably got the dice.
But G, the show isn't over with. Santa might deliver another set of dice to give away before the show's over with, so don't go anywhere. You don't know. We might give away another dice now. Look what John.
Do you want to draw somebody else for the mug and the placemat? Because get the mug, you got to get the placemat so that you can.
Well, I mean, so you're giving away a placemat with the mug. So John, you guys can't read it, but he says, "Say what?" Yes, you won Casino. I think that's John, Casino Gaming Central. So yes. So that's Pro Craps, that's John or Pro Craps Casino Gaming TV, and the Casino Gaming Central. So let's go ahead. We're going to follow us up with one more winner that's going to win the mug. And you're saying a placemat as well, G?
Yeah, we'll give it away because they go hand in hand. You
All
gotta have
right.
a place to put the mug on.
All right, here we go. I'm going to re-roll the winner. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Old Bay craps. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness!
everybody is going to think that this
Oh
that
my
is rigged.
God.
Oh
I
my
know
gosh.
it's rigged.
Everybody's
it's
going to
rigged.
say it's rigged.
I know
Guys,
it's
don't go
rigged.
anywhere. I can tell you that in addition to the jacket, there's Santa's delivered a couple things here. We're still going to give away a couple more things, so don't go anywhere. All right, look, guys. This is the last
All right.
show of the season. Let's have some questions. It doesn't matter whether it's on Chips in the Way tonight. It can be on anything that you want to ask G or me, and then we'll give away another jacket, and we'll give away another sleeve of dice, at least. So, Craig, you know what you have to do, and John, I actually do have to have you enter the information in the database so that I can track it. midatlanticcraps.com, promotion tab, claim your prize, blah, 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 fill it out. You guys know where it is. Look at Craig, say my name. Oh, Craig.
Don't say it 3 times. He may show up live on our channel.
Yeah. So, G, are you done with that picture? Can I ask you to switch back your screen to the original
I'm
one so
sorry.
that
Yeah.
No, you're good.
I'm
You're good.
sorry.
Just so that I can get that in there. It's gonna mess up. Just 1 second, guys. Let me get that because it's a better view. Uh-oh.
I don't know
I'd
if
say
people
it's-
want a better view of me.
I'll say it's a better view. I'm trying to. Here we go. Oops, that's not it. I want to go. Oh my. I have messed it up myself. Wow. I'm pretty sure that was. Oh, no. Here it is. I got it, G. I got it. Here we go. 54. There we go. Woo, it's a little better quality on
I don't know.
the.
Yeah, but I don't know if people want to see my face in better quality. You know, it is a fact that my parents in our photo album, pictures of me, they put the negatives in there instead of the pictures. So just saying.
All right. I have a question here. For me, actually, G.
Okay.
OC, I think I know who this is. It says, Jeff, what is your betting strategy? Now, I'm going to answer this question with no insult to anybody here that actually plays strategies, uses strategies. I'm going to premise it with this. Since late 2021, when I watch somebody at the table and they actually bet in a specific way, I go over and ask them, what kind of strategy are you playing? The answer is the same as what I give all the time. They're not playing strategies. They don't care about strategies. They don't care what they see on YouTube about strategies. They don't care about anything. What they do like about YouTube is they can see a different way of playing, which is a strategy. I don't play a specific strategy. I don't believe in strategies. If you can't adjust to your play, you can't adjust to the table, what the table's giving you, hot, cold, or indifferent, so you move to another table, you leave and come back, whatever you're doing. I don't play a strategy. I play a specific way. I have learned to play with a higher buy-in above where I was 4 years ago, with a higher starting chip on the table with fast regression. The hand is paid with in 4 to 6 rolls, or I'm out of the hand. It's as simple as that. If my hand isn't paid for or close to it, what I'm thinking about, I'm okay losing on myself or another shooter. Let's just say it's between $60 and $100. If I'm not there by 4 to 6 rolls, I'm off, and I don't care what happens the rest of the hand. I didn't make my money in that time period. If I'm putting 330 on the table, and what I'm hoping to hit is 105 twice before roll 6, that seems to be a little deceiving, because on roll 2, it's 330. On roll 3, it's 220. On roll 4, it's 110. And after that, I could come down to 96, 66, or whatever. I don't play a strategy. People I talk to at the table, they don't consistently play strategies. Nobody does that 100% of the time. Strategy channels are good, but with the advent of YouTube over the past 4 years and the 300-plus channels that are out there, everybody's rehashing something. It's nothing new. It's a new angle on it, a new take on it. I like the channels that do analysis, like John's channel takes away somebody's playing. Somebody like Ken Knows Gambling, Whaling, they take away and they show you how to play a specific way, but you're not going to play that way 100% of the time. So to answer your question, not being a smart butt, is I don't play a strategy. I buy in higher. I do higher bets with fast regression, hands paid with before the average roll is over with, 6 rolls or not. And if it's not, I'm off the table. And since that time period, working with G and Ed and El Toro, my game has changed from losing every year to winning 5 digits every year. Now that's not a lot of money because I don't have deep pockets, but I've consistently been 5+ digits winner for the past 4 years. And this year alone, I've only gambled in a casino 5 times. Think about that, 5 times, and I'm 10K plus. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly when it happened and where it happened. A couple of you were with me when I had my $6,100 win, but that's beside the point. So I haven't played that much. I've limited my exposure, therefore I limited the ability to lose more. Does that sound right, G?
Yeah, that limiting your exposure is the way to stay a winner. And my strategy is very, very basic. I just bet the numbers that are rolling.
Oh, he's asking a follow-up question. Okay, on random rollers, I will bet on random rollers because I've come out with a line bet. If there's a bonus bet, I'm a bonus bet sucker. I played a bonus bet, and I'm typically a third of where I am with my betting. So if I'm doing 330, it's 110 inside. If I'm doing 110 inside or 154 inside, then it's typically 66, 76 if I'm down in Biloxi because they give you the auto buy and the 5 and the 9 or wherever else, it's 66. And it's the same way with that. If I haven't gained 2 winning bets at 66 level, I'm done with the shooter. I don't keep it up. So I do bet on randoms because, as G said a little while ago, we win more ATS bets with randoms than we do somebody setting the dice.
Yeah, and I think it may be him. I'm pretty sure it is him, but Ocrampolo is somebody that's been over to the G Cave, so I believe that's him.
Yeah, it may be. It very may be. So I didn't mean to sound cocky that way, but I always get that same question, and I don't mean to sound that way.
Yeah, no. That's the same response you give. That's the same response you give all the time.
But it's a truth. I've talked to, and I was keeping track of it. I'm well over 100 people since late 21 when they came back in, and I asked people what they do. Only a handful, less than my 2 hands, people say they watch somebody on YouTube or they read a book and they play that way. Because you can't play that way consistency. If you play that way consistent, 66 inside, or you're going to do 96 across, or you're going to do the latest mumbo jumbo strategy where you got a martingale or whatever, and you play that consistently over the course of the hour or 2 you're going to there, the odds of the casino, the negative EV game that we play is going to beat you every freaking time.
And since you said that, how cars used to come with a manual in the glove compartment. Nowadays, you got to download it online and stuff like that. But I've never met somebody that didn't know how to drive, but read the manual and all of a sudden they knew how to drive. It comes with experience. So same thing, I never met anybody that watched YouTube about driving and then all of a sudden learn how to drive. It comes with experience. Right. Your betting strategy or the way you bet is going to come with experience and what you learn and what your money management is. So just because somebody on YouTube did it a certain way and showed that they win money doesn't mean that you're going to do it and that you're going to win money. Doesn't mean you're not going to win money, but just because it happens on YouTube. Hey, it's the internet. The internet can't lie, right? Come on, it's the internet.
If you're watching one of those strategy channels and they're not saying that every strategy can lose and that every strategy has a hole, stop watching. Move on. If they can't tell you the downfalls and they can't tell you that they lost with that strategy, move on. It's bullshit. And just that's what I got to say about that. And there's hundreds of channels out there. If you like playing 5-card, what's the game? A 3-card poker, or you like playing blackjack, or you like playing, Let It Ride, or those other table games, and you're watching those guys, and all you're seeing is winning sessions, move on, because it doesn't happen. Should drop the mic. Boom.
Drop the mic. Right. Other questions? Keep them coming. Yep. Those are pretty good. Anything, ask anything. I don't care. Ask us anything. This is the last one this year. So, I don't care. Ask anything you want.
Let's see how many we got watching. Maybe I drove everybody away. No, we still have 55 people watching. So, look, we're going to give away another jacket here in a couple of minutes, and then we're going to take questions. And if you don't have any questions, then we don't have time to give away any more prizes, any more giveaways. Then we're just going to call the show.
You're giving away jackets as if they're coming out of his closet.
The software says G's jacket giveaway. How many are we supposed to do, G? Wasn't it supposed to be?
I don't know. If you want to give away some more, we can give away some more.
It's program number 5 is what the software says. Now that the computer can't be wrong. It can't be wrong. Now if I've overextended,
what I learned in life is the computer and internet are always right. I mean, computers can't be wrong.
Yeah. If 5's too many, G, please let me know. Because I think I got a program.
No.
I have it programmed up to number 20, by the way. I have. If you want to get away,
20 is no. There's a line.
All right, we'll give away G's.
Money tree in the back.
We'll give away G's jacket.
Question.
We'll give away G's jacket here in a second. And Nyla's got a good question, not necessarily related to craps, but he says, "What are both your all's news resolution?" As always, lose weight, win more money, have fun, and enjoy the family. No, actually, Skill, my resolution is to continue to play the way that I've been playing on the crap side of it, the same way. In 2026, limit my exposure, limit the time I play, and know when to walk away if I'm having a bad session. I want to continue that same standpoint. From a standpoint of my family and my health, for most of you that know, I want to do better with both of those in 2026, and I look forward to seeing more of you in 2026. My resolutions. All right, G, what about yours?
My New Year's resolution is going to be future planning. It's time to plan when I want to retire, how I want to retire, and all that stuff. So, we all need to plan. We plan for playing craps. We plan for a casino trip. We all should be planning on how we want to spend our last days, right? So I hope everybody's planning for retirement the way where they can be comfortable. So I'm this is going to be the year. Next year is going to be the year to where I'm going to be heads down so that I can retire whenever I want and be comfortable with my retirement plans.
All right. Now that we got some of the silly questions out of the way, we actually had a serious question come in here, G, that I'm gonna display up here. Let me go back and pin it. This comes from Roman. I have been having really consistent results with inline throwing. Anyone else experience with this throw? Funny that you mentioned that. On Dice Tossing Techniques a few months ago, I don't remember which one, G showed the inline toss. I don't remember which one it was on. G, do you remember which one show it was on?
I don't remember, but I've had some good success with the inline toss. Yes.
So here's what I want you to do, Roman. Let me put this up here just so you can see it. G will take your email, and he answers all emails. We answer all comments. Even after the show airs, we get several thousand views of these shows throughout the next 6 weeks. We'll have thousands of views. We get emails and comments from those shows. But if you want to get up with G, he can talk to you about the inline, and it's at originalgargoyle@gmail.com.
Yep. I have used, and I know other YouTubers use it with good success. I love the inline toss. On decent bounce tables, you can have good success with it. All right, what else we got going?
You're not going to believe what I have going right now. Kind of hoping it clears up. Give me one second. Yeah. Getting the gremlins all worked out, and that's what I'm looking for.
It's not the...
no, it's the internet.
The memory gremlin, is it?
Nope. Nope, it's not that gremlin. It is the internet gremlin. And...
I don't like internet. See, we talk bad about the internet, and all of a sudden, somebody's
that's all right.
Big
all right.
Brother is listening.
Nope, I'm switching. I am switching to get it back right. Anyway, So far, so good. All right, so we have another question up here, G.
Okay.
I'm hoping that does it. Oh, here's a question. Here, let's put this up here. You probably aren't aware of it. But I'm not aware of both of them. Pete wants to know what our thoughts are on David at Casino Quest Double Tap and the squeeze play. I'm familiar with the squeeze play. It's a takeoff of some of the same ways that we work. Both Brian from Hawaii Crap Shooters and I do. I do it from both sides with a dark side play, but the squeeze play is just another way to get off the table and get a win and get out of there. I mean, it's a system or strategy you can play. I don't really know about the double tap. I think I watched about 5 minutes of the video, and he's done more than once. But gee, I doubt that you have probably even seen any of those.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Nothing against David or Casino Quest. I've seen some of their shows, but I don't follow, some of that. I gotta talk to probably John from ProCraps. He probably knows exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah. So let's go over here to see any more questions here. From Andy. Andy, by the way, I'm glad you're here. My thoughts and prayers continue to go out with you, my friend, for I hope that your procedure, which is supposed to be today, if I'm not mistaken, Andy, but you're here. I hope it went well. If it didn't go today, please give me a call. Let me know what's going on. But he wants to know, what table conditions would you determine your toss? I guess best conditions for you, G.
I mean, if it's a neutral to no bounce, I'll do the drop shot. If it's bouncy, I'll do the underhand. That's why I have different tosses. That way, I don't walk into a casino and walk out because the table is too bouncy. Howard taught me that a long time ago.
Here's one for you. Question for G. Does G stay at the table if there is one player playing from the dark side? If so, why? He doesn't stay at the table. Go ahead, G. Real quick. 90 seconds.
Nope.
That was fast enough.
And the reason why is because I'm all about positive energy at the table. And I'm not saying don't players bring negative energy. I'm just saying that I'm about positive energy.
All right, G, how about we go ahead and give away another jacket, and you tell me when to cut it off, because I have this thing programmed for like I said, 20 good jackets. If I can get my mouse to come up here.
We can give away a couple. You want to give away 2 jackets?
Yeah, let's give away 2 more, and then let's take the standbys, and then we'll see what happens. So
all right.
let me switch over to the software, and all right, guys, we're going to give away two qualifying jackets. If you get qualified here, my friends, please go to midatlanticcraps.com to the promotion tab and make sure you enter it in. We are going to draw a couple standby people that may get a chance to win these jackets, because we know not everybody is going to be here when they win, and we want to get the jackets away. So here we go. First drawing. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. And G, let me know if we repeat, because I didn't take one person's out after they won.
I will.
Just past Oz, it looks like it's Dan D. I'm not sure which one Dan D is. We have a couple Dans, but Dan D was here about a month or so ago on one of the shows, so I know he's a recent viewer. So let's go ahead and remove him. Let's draw one more, and then we'll go ahead and give away the dice giveaway as well, and then we'll do that. Let's go 3, 2, 1. And Chris Dice Dejan wins one. That's Chris from Dice Dejan channel. He's a YouTuber out of Philadelphia, and he wins one. So how many are we giving away there, G? Just to make sure, is that 6?
6. Airborne Aces, Amy G, Dark Vader, Mickey T Nick, or Mikey T Nick, I don't know.
Yep.
Dan D and Dice Dejan.
All right. So I am going to leave all the entries in there earlier from the dice giveaway. And for those who just came here, let me make sure I get this up and running. Come over here. Let's take that down. The password is win with G. If you've already entered it, it's okay to enter it again. It won't change anything up. Well, I'm going to give away one more sleeve of dice tonight to a lucky winner, and then we're going to say in the show and say happy holidays to everybody in just a second after I review any more questions. So please, if you just got here, the word is win with G. I'm trying to see if somebody can put that up here. Let me see if I can find one where they were. Here's one. Let's do this. Win with G. If you got to do it just like Caveman did, well, not like that because he's got a small I, but it doesn't matter. Capitalize all one word, nothing else in that line. Win with G. And we'll go ahead and draw one more sleeve of dice in just a few minutes. All right, G, let me check these questions. I thought I saw a comment come in. Craig. How do you... Craig, I can't answer that question. We'll come back to it at the end of the show. I saw another question in here. A no to the person that asked if we have something come up in Atlantic City. I don't know when G's coming. He was supposed to have come this summer, but something took place. I will be in Atlantic City a couple days before Christmas for the 5-time Caesars promotion that's going on all across the country or wherever Caesar's property are, and I'll be there for just a couple of days. I've got to get a couple points to reach the next tier level, and then I'll be good to go. After that, I don't know what to tell you about anything else to do with Atlantic City because I don't want to say anything wrong. All right, let's go ahead and give the dice away. Let's get off with that button. Let's come over here with this button. Turn G's audio back on. And let's go ahead and draw. This is going to be for the second sleeve of dice tonight. All winners that have won tonight, please go to midatlanticcraps.com to the promotion page, and I'll show you that in just 1 second. Let's go ahead and draw it. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, wow, look at that. OC Crapolo. I'm pretty sure I know who you are. I don't want to say it wrong, but you are the winner of the sleeve of dice back here in the white box from Craps Nation. Second sleeve I've given away today. We've done 6 jackets today and a mug and a fleece today. Let me switch back over to my screen. And
well, we haven't done a fleece. We've done no. Let's go ahead and do a fleece. We did a coffee mug and a placemat. So a combo. So you wanna do a fleece? Go ahead and draw another one.
Oh, well, see, I screwed up because I said coffee mug and a fleece. It was coffee mug and the mat. So let's just stay right here. These are the winners. We're going to continue to go with who we've had up here from the Win with G. Let's go ahead and draw it. 3, 2, and 1. East Coast Craps. Clay wins the fleece. Clay wins the fleece. Clay, you know what you need to do? Get to midatlanticcraps.com, fill out the paperwork, and we'll go from there.
Yep. And again, a reminder, Airborne Aces, Amy G, Dark Vader, Mickey, T-Nick, Dan D, and none other than Dice Degen are so far the jackets winners.
Okay.
So
and again, look who just shows up. How much you want to bet Lou called Chris and said, hey, you won something? Because there's Chris. He said, evening, everyone, late to the party. Hello to my fine gents, me and G.
Well, wait. So I think we said you have to be present to win. So since
no, you got to be present to put your daggone name in the software because we're getting ready to draw 3 alternates for the jackets before we're done tonight. Because I guarantee you, people that qualified earlier in the season aren't here tonight, and people that might have been here tonight that might qualify later on, they left the show, they didn't come back. So we want to be able to give away these jackets.
That's right.
So,
all right. What about let's take some comments or questions. Are there any comments?
Well, there isn't any questions. I got a question here from Dylan, and he says, oops, why did I not show? There it goes. What's G's opinion on the square or rectangular dice gripper that has a mirror on it? It's I call it a finger fidget. I gave a couple away last year. Adam was supposed to make me a couple more. I've got the mirrors here for him, but I don't have the pieces. But what's your opinion about you learning how to grip dice that way?
Yeah, it's I mean, it shows you where your finger placements are. I use the mirror right here on sometimes, or I just kind of like grip the dice and look at them, or sometimes take a picture. I mean, the more tools you have to make you a better gripper, I guess, the better, the better it is. I think it's good. It's a good tool. In the casino, you don't have any of these, and I showed you the little trick on, um, you put the couple of chips on the here. Hang on, let me switch. You can stay where you are. I think if I switch, then yeah. So you can. I'll just
let me get to your screen, G. I was over here doing something, lining something up for a question. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if if you have a pass line bet, or you have some, usually if you have two chips, you can put the dice right next to them and then grip them, and it'll be your grip. 2 or 3 chips. So if you're a novice and trying to figure out, that's if you go deep, right? If you're a light gripper, then that may not work for you. But a lot of the people, grip the dice a little bit deeper, the 3-finger grip. So you put 2, 3 chips, and you do that. You can, I mean, think about it. You can bet $3 for the dealers, for example, and say this is a dealer bet. And then if you do it, and then like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, oh, this is good luck because I'm doing dealer bets. Just kind of whatever BS to kind of get you away with it. But that will work. 3 chips. You kind of go like this and grip it. You practice it at home.
Yep.
That's all right.
All right.
I'm gonna jump back to my.
All right. I have a question from Dan, who just won one of your jackets. Dan, I'm getting ready to show you what you have to do. Dan says, what do I have to do to claim my jacket? If you're the Dan D that we just had in a show, then what you need to do is you need to go to midatlanticcraps.com, this page right here. And let me get rid of Dan's chat. And when you come to the page, you'll first come to midatlanticcraps.com. You'll come here. There's my dice giveaway show that I'll be doing here in the next couple of weeks. You go to the promotions and contest page, and it's this page right here where it says claim your prize. You'll click on that, and then you fill this form out from right here. And the very first one on G's jacket is G's jacket. If you won the dice, you come here to do the dice. And then you just fill out this information. Please, when you get down here to your physical address and your city, state, and zip, please make sure you put your city, state, and zip in there. And then when you get done, obviously click the submit button, and we'll have that all registered for you. Hold on, G. Hang on, G. You're talking, and I don't have your audio on. What were you saying?
Put your size.
Oh, yeah. And in your jacket, in the remark size, put the size of your jacket. Thank you, G. Put the size of the jackets.
That's important. That is important. And as
Yep.
a matter of fact, I don't know, maybe you need to highlight it in bold letters or something like that, because, if I don't know what size you wear, you're going to get a large.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So anything else we need to do tonight, G? I think that's we about covered everything. If we're ready to start with our salutations, I can certainly start first and then give you the last word.
Well, we're gonna draw a few more, right?
Oh, do we have more jackets? You told me that was it. Oh my goodness.
You know what? Screw it. It's Christmas. Let's do 2 more, and then we can take alternates.
2.
Let's put 2 more.
So that's 6. That's 7. That's 8 jackets tonight, G.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
All right.
Santa's
Let me.
I'm
Gee, I muted you. Hang on a second. This daggone not on the screen button's off. There you go. What were you saying there at the end?
I was gonna say I've been so good this year that I am guaranteed to get coal in my stockings instead of nothing.
All right.
So, we can,
So, G, here's what we're going to do. We're going to draw these 2, and then I've got a question on here from Hoppin' Houdini, who I forgot that pinned it, and I knew there was another question I went back and looked for. So we're going to cover that question, then we're going to give our salutations, and then we're going to do like the hockey player and get the puck out of here. Let's go ahead and give these 2 jackets away. These will be the last 2. This makes 8 jackets tonight, and then we're going to follow that up with 3 all alternates in case somebody doesn't put the information in the system. Here we go. This is a winner of a jacket. 3, 2, 1. And it is. Oh my gosh, Clay's a double winner tonight. Clay Hall has won a jacket. He wears a triple 8 size. No, I don't know. Clay's smaller than I am now, but yeah, Clay, you're a jacket winner. Make sure you do that. Let's do one more. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, Rock he's been here every show. But tonight, I haven't seen him tonight. If he's here, I missed him. But he's been here every single show that we've done. Rock has been here, and I don't see him here tonight. That's we've done 20 of these shows. Actually, 21. Yeah, this is the 21st show. Wow, how about that? So Rock's one. We moved him out. Now, G, we're going to draw the alternates. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. Drawing the alternates. This is alternate number 1. If your name is called, please enter your information, because on Friday, if we don't get a couple of these people qualify for the jackets, you will win a jacket. These are alternates. We're going to do 3. 3, 2, 1. Swerve. Somebody knows Swerve. Call him. Tell him he's an alternate. He needs to put his information in. Let's remove Swerve. We started with 75 entries today. We've taken away, let's see, that was 8, 9. This will be the 10th one drawn tonight. And we'll do one more ultimate. Craps Master Journey? No, EF. EF has been here every single show, but tonight. He's not here tonight. EF, you're an alternate. Please, if you watch the show on the replay, please get there before Thursday at midnight and fill that information out. One more alternate, and then we're going to answer one more question, and then we'll get out of here. All right, here we go. And the final is Miser Tatum. Miser, I don't remember which show you watched, but you have qualified for a jacket. So anybody that has qualified for any of these jackets, please make sure you get the midatlanticcraps.com back up about 2 minutes ago, where I showed you how to do it. Fill out the information and remember your size. Lee, thank you very much for the comment. I appreciate that. Now, last question, G, of the series, of the episode, of the year. Here we go. It comes from Hoppin' Houdini. Let me read this to you. I know everyone's toss is different, but what is your favorite dice set to use on the come-out roll when trying to toss? He says a 7. I don't necessarily try to toss a 7. I'm trying to hit the craps numbers because I have a bet on that. But, G, what is your favorite toss in the come-out?
I'm not trying to toss a 7 on the come-out. My favorite dice set is cross 6s, 6, 4, 6, 5.
Hey, that's mine. I do 6, 4, 6, 5, and 6, 5, 6, 4 all the time, and it's across 6. And yes, it does make a difference, and it depends on where I'm playing.
That's what I was throwing most of the night tonight, stacked.
Right. All right. So that answers Hoppin' Houdini's question on the. I didn't read the very last part of that. The toss a 7. I don't try to toss a 7. I am trying to throw a craps number because I have a bet on the craps number that exceeds my line bet much better than that.
I will tell you. I will say. I know people that have a tendency to double pitch a lot, and they are very good at it, and they will set for the hard ways, and they I'm not going to say they're don't players, but they usually I don't know what you call it, but you bet all the don't come on the line and turn it on the come out, and they try to.
Are you talking about laying the back wall?
They lay the back wall.
Yeah.
They lay the back wall, and they usually double pitch, and so most of the times they win because they do double pitch, and then they just whenever it hits a number, they take everything down, and then they change their dice set, and they throw regular.
Yeah, but that's not your style of play, G. But yeah, laying the back wall. I've done it.
But I know people. I know people in the craft community
The,
that I
the problem with
that
that
play
is
like
that
that.
it does take an excessive amount of time to do that, and then there are some casinos that make you lay the 4 and the 10 for higher because the payoff on the 4 and the 10 is lower. So if you lay the back wall for $30 each, they make you go 40 on the 4 and the 10. You've got the
Right.
big involved. You take it down, they pay the big back, and you
Yeah.
got to make up that money. But I'm aware of that. And Hoppin' Houdini, you're right. The actual world bet, you can call it whirl, and spelled with an E and an I, but it all depends on where you play, is how it's spelled.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Pete says that, gee, you're generous for 8 jackets. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate all the comments. If you like the show, please tell us in the chat. Give us some thumbs up. Type in there what you liked about it. Say you liked it, because 2026, we're not exactly sure what's going to be coming forward. G and I had planned to do this 2 shows a month for the year of 2025, and it's unbelievable that it's over with. To each and every one of you that came each and every month, with the exception of a few I just mentioned that weren't here, that were here for every show, God bless each and every one of you that did that. For those of you that came and learned a little bit of something during the season, let us know what it is. G's always available to answer his email, and that is originalgargoyle@gmail.com. I can be reached at jeff@midatlanticcraps.com. G and I trade emails and comments all the time. We talk all the time, and I want to thank G most of all for coming up with the idea to be able to do these shows, the presentation that we've done, the time that's put in for the preparation on your side of it, G. Thank you very much for that, and to everybody out there that knows about me. If you know where I've been this past year. Thank you for the thoughts and the prayers, not only for myself but my girlfriend as well. We've had one heck of a year. Health-wise, fighting things. So if you know. And to a couple out there that I know they're in the chat tonight that are also fighting the big C word, my prayers go out to you as well. And I wish the best for you for 2026. My final thing, this coming Sunday, barring no gremlins, G and I will be back with Ed from Roll to Win Craps. We're going to be doing our 4th, Ed's in my 4th, G's and Ed in my 3rd holiday show rollout, where we're going to indulge in some brown water. G will indulge in some coffee or milk and cookies, and I'll have my blue water over here, and we will have a great time rolling out with the app, Crapsy app, for your entertainment and educational purposes. And we'll have fun, and we'll have some giveaways Sunday night. I believe it's going to start 8:30 Eastern. So with that, G, I'll shut up. I'll give you the yield the rest of the time, because, gee, we just pushed over 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Like I said, I'm going to get you a slow watch for Christmas. But the word that I can sum it all in one word: thankful. I'm, we're all human, and we all go through stuff, and Jeff, you and we've talked about a little bit about some of the stuff that I had to go through this year, personal issues and others, but a lot of times, there were stuff that were going on, and we did a show, and again, I'll tell you, I felt better simply for having just talking to people and chatting and all that stuff. I'm thankful for the opportunity that you provided me, Jeff, because this is your channel, and you just said, "Hey, come on, well, let's do this." Thankful for you for doing all that. It takes a lot to prepare for a show, but it takes a lot more to run it. I'm thankful for the people that sat with us and watched us and did all that stuff with us. This is a great community. And there are some bad apples in the barrel, but hey, it is what it is. There are more better people than there are bad people in this community, and I'll stick to that.
Oh, yeah.
Every
Most
day of the
definitely.
week and twice on the weekend.
Yep.
And so I'm just thankful. The years gone by, I can't believe the series is over. But I'm thankful to every single one that I've had a chance to meet, talk to, whether it's personally over the phone or in an email. So the last word I want to say is thank you.
And thank you, my friend. We have Lee. Although G and I don't drink, he's raising a glass of brown water to us both. So thank you, and raise it to everybody that's out there. Chris, my fine friend, who just recently got married, congratulations on your nuptials there, my friend. And happy holidays. I will see you before Christmas, Chris. So that, and to whoever OKJ is, there's no after show. We used to do that on Craps Chat. There will be no after show after this. So, Jay, with that said, thank you, my friend. I said it before for I don't know, first of all, being the friend that you are, and the acquaintance that we've actually have. The friendship we've developed over this course of the past couple of years has been incredible. We both dealt a couple blows in life this past year, but we're still here. God bless everybody. God bless you, G. God bless everybody that is watching, and the people that will watch after the show. I hope everybody has a happy holiday, no matter what you are celebrating. It doesn't matter what you're celebrating. I wish you the best prosperous for 2026. Don't forget that Ed, I was just getting ready to say, G and I will be back Sunday night for a holiday show. At the same time I say that, on cue, Ed puts lots of brown water raising here. Oh my gosh.
You can always count on Ed. You can always count on Ed with brown water.
Yes, you can. So with that said, guys, thank you very much. 2026, we don't know yet. It's been a heck of a year, 2025, and we'll see what happens. We'll see you Sunday night, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central Time. That's Ed's